Holy, this is huge. Do you see that? It's worth it. That would be creepy enough for me. I'd be out of there. I'm back. Hello there, freaks and geeks. Isabel here. Welcome back to Reeled In. It has been a hot second since I've been on this channel. Well, a hot second since my original hot second. But lately I found myself asking, what if I did revisit my YouTube channel? And so now here we are. As you can see behind me, there are tons of boxes. Over the past 2-3 years, I've gathered tons of new merchandise. So I will be showcasing all of that. We'll be unboxing these things. So make sure to subscribe so you can follow along because we're back to Reeled In. Slightly revamped. I'm gonna do things a little differently and just make sure what I'm doing follows along with my schedule. Cause life has been lifing. Life is crazy. But anyways, welcome back, guys. If you are a returning viewer and if you're new, welcome. But in today's video, we will be going over some of the 2025 popcorn buckets for some of the fandoms that I'm in. 2025 was a pretty big blockbuster year. We've had a couple Marvel movies released. We had Jurassic World and live action How to Train Your Dragon. Now, I did not go out and purchase every single popcorn bucket they offered, but some of the ones that I was interested in, I definitely purchased for myself. And there is one even that I had shipped to me. It's still in the box, so we will get to see an unboxing in this video. And I'll leave it for last because honestly, it's quite a large one. But anyway, guys, let's get started. I'm gonna go in somewhat chronological order off the top of my head, but we're starting off with the popcorn buckets for How to Train Your Dragon. And don't worry, I will be showing close-ups for you guys. I know it can be kind of hard to see from long distance. But let's start off with the tin. So I did the special viewing with Cinemark. You paid like $30 and you get your ticket, you get a free popcorn, a free large drink, and a popcorn tin, as well as some pins. Now I do have to say, in terms of tin buckets, this one is probably my favorite. It's a hexagon shape, and on each side of the tin we get an image of a different dragon. So of course we have Toothless on one side. He has his signature green eyes. He's wearing his rider gear. We see some Norse and Viking architecture, and he is shadowed by a purple background, which I think seems very fitting for him. One thing I do also like is that as you rotate, each dragon not only has its own color, but its own symbol in front of it. So Toothless is our Night Fury, and of course we have Meatlug, who is the Gronkle. He has a tan, or I guess you could say maybe a bronze background, a very cute image of him. And we can't forget about our Zippleback with Barf and Belch. Of course, the twins would name them that, but I really like how you can really see the color definition. Not only is the dragon green, but you can see the red and the yellow modeling on its back and arms, which I do, and wings, which I do appreciate, and also really good teal color in the background. And of course, we have the Natter, Stormfly, a beautiful blue with a little bit of purple around the shoulder and wing joints, and really makes it pop with the green background. And we have a great image of Hook Fang, the Deadly Nightmare. He of course has a red background, some fiery motifs, and again, I love how each dragon has the wooden architecture of their type of dragon. So it's kind of as if it's peering into someone's house and someone had decorated their porch or their roof with these types of imagery and symbols. So I think that's really cool. And then of course, on a nice ocean blue, at least it reminds me a little bit of ocean and the waves that ripple across the ocean, we have the How to Train Your Dragon with the dragon symbol, and DreamWorks of course. And on the inside of the tin, we get different symbols, fire, earth, various dragon symbols, and it is a brown, almost wooden plank-like image on the inside with, again, teal blue and a pale yellow. Very good color schemes. I think for the coloring, they did a very good job with this. And out of all the tin, I feel like this is a very high quality tin. I feel like you could do an ASMR with it because it does kind of sound like rain when you tap on it. But overall, very cool. And on the bottom, it has some trademark information. So just a nice one to add to your collection. It's full of color. All the dragons are showcased on it. The tin is a high quality. It's It's not like one of those cheap plastic popcorn buckets you can sometimes get. So overall, I really, really enjoy that they put this into that Cinemark special viewing. Really happy with it. Now, staying on the How to Train Your Dragon theme, I purchased this separately. This is also from Cinemark. This did not come with the advanced ticket, but it's little Toothless, and I just knew I had to have him. Toothless is sitting on his rock. His wings are out. He is just waiting to greet you. My one complaint, and this, if you look at it, it does match the coloring, and it probably does make it a little bit more realistic, but his eyes are an olive green. They're not that piercing bright green that we see in images and the movies. So that is like my only really critique of this. Also, I'm not quite sure how much popcorn you could actually fit into this. He does have an opening in the back. He is hollow on the inside, so you can put popcorn or honestly any snack you want as you're watching How to Train Your Dragon. So I'm not super sure how functional it actually is, but definitely a very nice display piece for your shelf. He is sitting on a rock, again, How to Train Your Dragon on the front. And look at his little ears. They just wiggle and move. So this is made out of a sort of plastic. It is hard, not very bendable, again, unless you get to the ears, which are a little wiggly. But this does seem to be a sort of mold because you can see the indentation of his face if you peer inside. So again, some of this does take up some space. So again, not sure how much popcorn you could fit in here, but overall, very nice to have Toothless on my shelf. I do have to say, texture for this, very well done. You can feel his little scales, the bumps on his skin, his little claws, and the spines, they protrude from his forehead. So overall, really not a bad casting. Now my next popcorn bucket is Marvel themed. And I will say, in regards to the type of popcorn buckets they released for this film, with all the press and everything, I was not really a fan of a lot of this stuff. But I did get this one also from Cinemark, and it is a tin popcorn bucket, and it showcases all the characters from the movie in the typical yellow, black, and gray scaling, the theme that we get from about most of the posters and the advertisements for the movie. So starting from one end, we have an image of the Red Guardian, John F. Walker as U.S. agent. We have Bucky Barnes, Ghost, Taskmaster, rest in peace, and Yelena Belova. And we see the Marvel Studios Thunderbolts, asterisk, only in theaters. And then we have more panels. This time, John Walker is in a larger panel, Bucky smaller, another Red Guardian, Ghost, Taskmaster, and Yelena. My only gripe with this is a fine popcorn bucket. It's not over the top. It's nothing like a character-specific popcorn bucket. It definitely encompasses, I think, everyone in the movie, which is always nice to see. Definitely something nice to have as like a remembrance of going to see the movie. But personally, I don't know, Yelena was like the main character of that movie. I feel like she should have had a bigger portrait, because there's two large ones. Taskmaster, who was only in the movie for like a hot second. John and the Red Guardian are like the biggest. I mean, Yelena has a decent sized one, but I feel like she should have deserved a larger one. That's just my personal opinion. The inside is completely dark, so no imagery or anything on the inside. But again, a nice remembrance. I wouldn't say this is my favorite popcorn bucket, but I like Marvel, so I got it. And this is made by Golden Link. This is the company that produces this popcorn bucket. But for other popcorn buckets out there, I know there is one in the shape of the Red Guardian Alexi's helmet. I am not a fan of the Red Guardian. I'm just not, so I didn't really want to get that one. There's also another one out there. It's literally the asterisk. That's the popcorn bucket, and I was like, to me, that was a little weird. Like I just didn't want to get that one. But yeah, so this is the Thunderbolts popcorn bucket. Continuing on our Marvel roll, we have the Red Hulk for Brave New World. Now, I did not actually go to theaters to get this. I ordered it online. I figured in terms of popcorn buckets and representing characters and having display pieces for your shelf, this is not a bad one. Like, it's literally a bust of the Red Hulk. Now, I believe this is from Regal. This is a Regal popcorn bucket. So So just really quickly, again, not sure how much popcorn this realistically can hold, but you can kind of hold them in a chokehold, which is kind of funny. But you pop open the back here, the back slot, and you fill in your popcorn. Or anything you want, really. Again, well, I guess you have room. You got room to stick your hand in there. So you could do popcorn for it. But overall, not a bad composition. The highlighting and shadowing, as well as some of the actual 3D effect, does make his muscles kind of pop, which is kind of cool. And honestly, not too bad of an image of Harrison Ford as the Red Hulk. You see his red eyes, he has his gray hair. Honestly, I'm kind of happy with it. I don't use it for popcorn, but I do use it to display on my shelf. You can even see the color gradient of his hair in the back, how it's getting a little whiter as we reach the roots and the base. You can even see wrinkles, maybe a scar or two on his face and chin area. It's pretty detailed. It is made out of plastic, like a hard plastic, and it is hollow on the inside. Like the fact that you can even like pinch his ear is kind of crazy. This is like an 8 out of 10 for me. Kind of enjoyed this one. And again, staying on Brave New World. Brave New World is also a movie that had several different popcorn buckets come out with it. I only got 2, so the Red Hulk was one of them. And this, from I believe Cinemark, is Sam Wilson's Captain America's flight suit, or at least the helmet of his flight suit. Now this one is kind of cool because it honestly didn't cost too much. And it's also a nice replica of something you can just add to your shelf. You don't have to pay someone like $100 some to have a, complete replica of his flight suit. You could if you wanted, but if you wanted a more wallet friendly, this is a good option. It's really not bad. And it does light up. So when it does light up, there is a small light in the back and you can see the glow through the red glasses. But overall, this is made of a very hard plastic, again, hollow on the inside because you gotta fit your popcorn or your snacks in there. And how you do that is you just pop open the top of the helmet here, reach in, and you can probably, when you turn the light on, you can probably see the popcorn inside, which is kind of cool. But he has his breathing apparatus wrapped around to his facial shield. You do see the A design for Captain America. I do like the coloring on this one a bit more than some of the others. Some of them are like a very bright blue, and in my opinion, that just kind of highlights the more, I would say goofy, maybe more like less quality aspect of it. So I do like the dark blue, I do like the silver, and we do have a little wing motif to highlight his past Falcon occupation. To me, this just feels like it adds to a bit more of a higher quality piece. So yeah, another piece I do like to display on my shelf. All right. Now, on to Jurassic World. This was the popcorn bucket everyone was ranting and raving about. This is not the only popcorn bucket. There was a huge like T-Rex footprint out there, but this one is the InGen popcorn and drink container, showcasing the growth of a baby velociraptor inside of the popcorn bucket. So you just, pop it open, pour your popcorn in with your velociraptor. Remember to name your velociraptor as well. I haven't yet named mine. And I do believe this is also supposed to light up. So that would be kind of cool. I feel like if you honestly were able to fill this up with liquid and lit it, I don't think you can do that. Do not try. You might short circuit the electricity, the battery in here. But it has a bottom lit light source, which honestly, if I showed up in a lab, saw this thing floating around in some juices, some formaldehyde, and it was lit up from the bottom like this, that would be creepy enough for me. I'd be out of there. So that is the snack/popcorn section. You can also remove the drink, which is an InGen canister of some sort. I have kept the straw wrapped, and I will not unwrap it because this is sitting on my shelf for display. And like my house is clean, but just in case, sometimes a spider pops up in places and I don't want anything getting in here, so I'm keeping the wrapper on. But you do have your straw. I don't think I've actually ever opened the canister. And it seems I might not know how. I'm assuming you just pull this top part, this square off. But it might just not be my day. So we're not gonna break this in any way. But there is the original Jurassic Park logo with the T-Rex. And on the other side, we do have the InGen insignia. And in case you forgot which way this is supposed to be placed into your popcorn and drink combo, there is an arrow going downward so you know which one to place back in. Now I just popped it out, which you're not really supposed to do. There is a press here button on the side. You press it and releases and you pull out your drink container. So again, pretty happy with this. You know, on the glass here of your popcorn container, we have the fluid temp between 25.6 degrees Celsius plus or minus 0.1. The oxygen saturation is 22%. We have our batch ID and the heart rate and neutral activity going on. But the DNA stability check has failed. It is abnormal. That's a nice little detail. I actually don't even think I really read through that before. Overall, really not a bad popcorn bucket. Definitely excited to have it for my collection. And this was a Regal popcorn bucket. And now for my first unboxing of these videos, we're gonna take a trip back to Marvel and we are going to check out a Fantastic Four popcorn bucket. Now, based on what I said, it was really large, so I'm assuming you guys already know what it's gonna be. But let's unbox it. Oh my goodness. If I'm being completely honest, I don't know where I'm gonna put this on my shelf. This is actually, and there's more in here. There's something else in here. Oh, it didn't even come fully assembled. You have to also assemble it yourself. That's how big it is. It's the side pieces of his helmet. I do have to say though, very well wrapped. And I was wondering originally, there are, oh, is that a crack? Oh no, that might just be part of his helmet. Oh, this is very detailed. Oh my goodness. But there are indentations here, and when I first took it out of the box, I was actually wondering. I was like, that looks a little weird. Like, what is that? Okay, so this also is supposed to light up. His eyes are supposed to light up. And there is on one of his gears on one side, they are symmetrical, he has two, but on one side it depresses. So once some batteries go in here, his eyes are supposed to light up. Oh, okay, I see. There are slits, and you have to line up the slits. And now he's literally the weight, like he's slightly lopsided with just one of his things in. Oh my God. So I think they are supposed to snap in place. I'm having a little trouble with this one getting the top clip in. Like it sounds like it should be clipping, but I'm not gonna mess with it too much. I don't want it to break. But holy crap. This is huge. This thing is humongous. Oh my God, I'm so glad. Like I was busy when the first pre-orders online for this were, and unfortunately I missed it because it sold, oh my God, because it sold out. But then they had a chance for people to reorder it, and I did, and it took like 6 months. But like, I'm happy to wait. Seriously, this is crazy. This is amazing. Imagine going to the theaters and ordering this, and you're sitting there, you have Galactus in your lap as you're watching the movie. Like, can you just imagine just like watching on screen, you're holding him Where else? He doesn't fit anywhere else. You have to hold him in your lap. That's crazy. But let's take a look. Let's take a look at him. Again, I love the purple. Love the purple. And you can see they really went all out into the detail. The texturing as well. It's not a 2D print. Like you can actually feel, I don't even know what his headpiece is supposed to be made out of. Pieces of machinery, so you can feel the circuitry. This is truly amazing. And they even incorporated scorch marks, so damaging from his past deeds and battles. This is truly one of a kind. This is truly amazing. How large did they say this thing was? Okay, he is 20 inches wide, probably to account for his little spear pieces here. And he is 17.5 inches tall. Has there ever been a popcorn bucket that tall? I don't know. Really quickly pivoting to my camera phone because I already turned off my other camera when I saw this because it came in the box. But we have a diploma for the Galactus popcorn bucket. The largest popcorn container sold in cinemas was achieved by Marvel Studios, Ping Solutions, and Golden Link on July 18th, 2025 in Los Angeles. And it's a Guinness World Record holder. So that is pretty cool. That is pretty cool. So if you own one of the Galactus popcorn buckets, you own a world record holder for, you own a piece of it, I guess. At least that's how you want to think about it. I don't think this was specific to any one theater. I think most of the theaters did offer this popcorn bucket. This was $80. Was it worth it to me? Honestly, I thought that price was a little steep at first, but now that I'm holding him and he's put together and I see just how huge he is, and once I put the batteries in, oh, actually the battery might already be in there. Just had to remove this little tape here. And, right, okay, so let's depress him and let's see if his lights turn on. Oh, they do, and it's blue, it's a bright blue. Oh my, do you see that? It's worth it. Oh my God. I'm so excited. What? This, okay. That's crazy. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. And honestly, with the popcorn bucket, it even kind of brings home the aspect that he's not really entirely human, because he has like lines going down his face as if his, the machinery has taken over him. So as if he too is just now part of the machine, part of the hunger that's always consuming him. That's a really great detail. And again, we have all these symbols and lines, and again, it does more look like sort of circuitry grid, which I think is really cool, but again, really brings home the fact that, hey, he's not from Earth. He is a galactic being. And really every part of this popcorn bucket just really solidifies that aspect. This is really amazing, an amazing piece. Like, and in the back, we even have like some pieces missing, as if like some chunks or some more damage has been brought onto him. Again, really cool, very detailed, really, really amazing. Like I'm kind of speechless. I'm trying to find ways to showcase this and describe it for you guys. But like, I really am speechless. It's just, I think maybe just the imagery and the sheer size should do the talking for me. Really cool. I was gonna do a most favorite and least favorite. Most favorite popcorn bucket. It is hollow on the inside, so you can throw your popcorn in there, and then you're gonna reach in. My elbow, my whole forearm fits in here. Like, my elbow is literally inside of this. That's crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Okay, most favorite popcorn bucket. I mean, how can he not be? Galactus. Oh my God. Now for my least favorite, it might be kind of hard. It might be kind of hard to I feel like, I don't know, I feel like it's between the Thunderbolts and the Captain America helmet. And the only reason why I feel like maybe the helmet gets bit more points. This does look the most, I don't want to use the word cheap, but I don't know, maybe the most like kid toyish, I would say, out of everything. But it is a helmet and not a bad replica of it. So I feel like that's gonna give it a bit more points over a typical tin bucket that honestly, like, I have my own issues with the Thunderbolts movie. And I will do a Marvel movie ranking and rating as well. So be sure to come back and check that one out. And I will talk about why I have issues with this. But again, I feel like, you know, it's a nice tin. The fact that it's actually a tin does give it a lot of points for me. But, you know, it's not like a plastic popcorn bucket. But I feel like, I don't know, I feel like it's just a typical one you would see with a lot of different movies. So I think this is my least favorite popcorn bucket. Still happy to have it and add it to my collection, but sorry Thunderbolts, you're just wasn't for me, I guess. But guys, those were the popcorn buckets that I collected throughout 2025. 2026, we're now in March, so some movies are coming up on the horizon. So we'll see what I have for then. But what did you guys think? What popcorn buckets did you collect? Which one was your favorite? Which one was your least favorite? And is the answer to that ones that I don't have? Leave a comment, let me know, love to hear your thoughts. And be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And until the next video, I'll see you guys next time. Bye! Hey, thanks for stopping by. To any of my returning viewers, welcome back. And to any new viewers, welcome. Here on this channel, you will find a shared love of fandom with videos of merchandise reviews, exhibition tours and walkthroughs, fandom discussions, theme parks, and a lot more. Feel free to subscribe and check out some of my other videos. But thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.